When did our playful human spirit first decide to dance with the cold logic of a machine? This is the beginning of a journey about how simple electronic flickers became the worlds we call video games. It began not in a toy factory or a design studio, but in quiet university laboratories and military research centers. Scientists and engineers asked a simple, revolutionary question: could these complex calculators be used for fun? We will trace that spark from humble origins to a globe-spanning cultural and economic force. Playing a game against a machine was once science fiction. Mid-20th century, computers were colossal, room-sized contraptions humming with mysterious power, solving mathematical problems and logistical problems. They were tools of science, of government, of war. Yet the builders felt the urge for play, competition, and amusement. They saw potential for interaction, rules, and outcomes, a contest between a human mind and wires. This was the primordial moment when play met machines. The very first interactive electronic games were born in the most unlikely of places. At the University of Cambridge in 1952, a PhD student named A.S. Douglas created a version of tic-tac-toe, called OXO, for his dissertation on human-computer interaction. The game ran on the EDSAC computer, a machine that filled an entire room, and used a cathode ray tube to display the board. Players would input their moves using a rotary telephone dial. It was not designed for entertainment, but to demonstrate how a computer could process information and interact with a human in a logical, rule-based system. In 1958, physicist William Higginbotham at Brookhaven created Tennis for Two to enliven visitor day. Using an oscilloscope and custom controllers, the game showed a side view of a tennis court with a net. A ball, affected by rudimentary gravity, would bounce back and forth as two players tried to hit it. Hundreds queued for hours, mesmerized by a new kind of interaction. Higginbotham saw it as a diversion and never patented the idea. In 1962 at MIT, Steve Russell, Martin Graetz, and Wayne Wheaton tapped the PDP-1 to build the ultimate demo, Space War. Two ships, the Needle and the Wedge, dogfighting under a star's gravity, managing fuel and torpedoes, skill and strategy. The leap from university labs to public spaces was powered by a single visionary, Nolan Bushnell. An engineering student who adored Space War, he dreamed of bringing that thrill to the masses. His first attempt, Computer Space, proved too complex. So he co-founded Atari. In 1972, he tasked Al Alcorn. One moving spot, two paddles, a score display. The result was Pong, a beautifully simple electronic table tennis. Placed in a local tavern, it was so jammed with quarters it stopped working. An instant hit that signaled the birth of the video game industry. Arcades exploded, bars, alleys, malls rang with boops and bleeps. In 1972, Magnavox Odyssey brought games home. Rudimentary overlays, no sound or auto score, but a groundbreaking first step. Home Pong cemented the idea, and the Atari 2600 popularized interchangeable cartridges, one console, a library of worlds. Space Invaders, Asteroids, Adventure, household names for a generation. Games transformed from public spectacle to living room pastime. An industry was born and about to boom. The late 1970s and early 1980s were the golden age of arcades. In 1978, Space Invaders set a new standard: methodical tension, iconic sprites, even a coin shortage in Japan. High scores fueled competition. 1980, Pac-Man, non-violent, colorful, instantly relatable, pulled in new audiences and conquered pop culture. 1981, Donkey Kong introduced Mario and popularized platformers. But the home market flooded. Too many consoles, low-quality games, third-party shovelware. Infamously, Atari's E.T., millions of unsold cartridges buried. Consumer confidence collapsed, leading to the video game crash of 1983. Revenue fell from over $3 billion in 1982 to $100 million by 1985. Fortunes lost. Many companies went under. Media declared the industry dead. The future looked bleak. Just then, in Japan, a company with arcade hits and toy heritage prepared to change everything. Hiroshi Yamauchi saw the path forward: quality and control. In 1985, Nintendo launched the Famicom in North America as the Nintendo Entertainment System. Marketed as an entertainment system, even bundled with ROB to win back skeptical retailers. A lockout chip blocked unlicensed, low-quality software. Strict approvals ensured a library of well-made titles. The seal meant something. The true hero, the software, led by Shigeru Miyamoto. Deep, challenging, imaginative games that defined genres and design principles still used today. NES revived the home market, selling over 60 million units and establishing near-monopoly dominance. Quality, creativity, and iconic characters saved an industry, proving games were here to stay. By the 1990s, the 16-bit era reached the pinnacle of two-dimensional play, as a new frontier appeared, the third dimension. Sony's CDs delivered cinematic audio and video. Nintendo introduced a 64-bit console and the analog stick, true 360-degree movement. Games learned to build and navigate 3D worlds and to tell epic film-scale stories. Immersion leapt forward, and play began to go online. On PC, Wolfenstein 3D and then Doom ignited the FPS revolution. A groundbreaking 3D engine and shareware distribution made Doom a phenomenon. LAN deathmatches popularized competitive play. Quake pushed online play even further. The internet connected players at scale. MMOs created persistent worlds. Ultima Online in 1997, EverQuest in 1999, thousands coexisting. Players formed guilds, quested, and built virtual societies. A second life in a digital realm. The sixth generation brought near photorealism and online to the living room. Xbox Live made console online seamless. Halo proved shooters could thrive on consoles. Nintendo disrupted again with motion controls. Intuitive, physical play that welcomed everyone from kids to seniors. Smartphones opened a brand new platform. Simple touch controls, short sessions, free-to-play economics. Digital stores empowered indies, small teams publishing globally. A creative renaissance proved bold ideas could rival blockbuster budgets. Today, games are a dominant cultural force, surpassing film and music revenue. An economic powerhouse. Breathtaking projects involve hundreds of creators. Blockbusters earn praise for sophisticated storytelling, complex characters, and stunning worlds. Online play has become a vast social network. Virtual third places host hangouts and live events. Esports turned play into a spectator sport with stadiums filled and multi-million-dollar prize pools. Influence extends to education, training, health, and design. Game tech powers film, architecture, and automotive visualization. But new challenges arise. Ethical debates and regulatory scrutiny around monetization and safety. The industry works to foster safer, more inclusive spaces. From a simple flicker to globe-spanning universes, the story of games is human ingenuity and our desire to play. Curiosity, vision, design, and advancing tech reshaped culture, economy, and connection. Each step built upon the last, now a diverse, complex art form. VR and AR blur realities. Cloud gaming opens access. Games weave deeper into daily life.